Hello guys, so in this video I'll teach you how to level up your landscapes from looking like this to actually this. Now I'll cover the material side of it in the next video, and this time we're only dealing with the landscape itself. So we're only interested in creating landscape without ever sculpting it. That's why we're gonna create height maps inside Blender. Now the reason I like creating landscapes inside Blender is that you have a module there that enables you to create a landscape of any type. So let me just show it to you with an example. But first of all, we gotta enable the module. Go to Edit, Preferences, and search for A.N.T Landscapes with the dot in the middle of the letters. So yeah, we got this model. Press Shift and A to create the landscape. Select it, and yes, boom, look at that. We didn't sculpt anything, and right now we got this beautiful landscape. So we have a bunch of parameters there, and let me explain it to you. We got the subdivision amount here. By default, it's like 128. And see, we lose a lot of detail, but we want to make this landscape more detailed because we actually, want to put this in a game, right? By sending it to Unreal Engine. So we have to create something that is more detailed than that. I'll just multiply them by 4, and it makes sense to make the landscape subdivision amount by power of 2, so keep that in mind. Anyways, here we got also other parameters. Let me show it to you. Random seed number will change the look of your landscape. So but if I go to, like, let's say 1, it was on 50, we were in a 53, and look at that. We have a slider, we can change it whatever we want, and each time we're gonna get a different landscape looking really cool. And also, let me show it to you. We have a noise type here, we can change it to anything. Also, we got a different version of the landscape. Let's say hetero terrain, and yeah, we got a different landscape right now, and we can get a mountain that way. That is really cool, and I like to go with something, I don't know. I'm just searching. Okay, pick something that you like, and we're gonna continue on that. So I actually like the 0, so I'll go with this one. We have just created our landscape, and now it's time to check its dimensions. Pressing N, and we see that by default our landscape is 2 meter by 2 meter here. This is something that you don't expect from a real landscape, right? So we gotta change that. Oops, sorry about that. We gotta scale it up to match Unreal Engine 5's default landscape size, which is 505 meter to 505 meter. So what I'll do is I'll just scale it in all the axes, pressing 505 divided by 2, which will give me 505 in the X and Y axes, okay? And boom, yep. There we go, pressing period key to get that. So we got a real scale landscape right now, but keep in mind that when you do change your scale, you have to always apply it to your landscape. Otherwise you get errors or crash somewhere. So press Ctrl and A and apply scale. There we go. We've got the landscape ready, and we have scaled it, and everything's looking fine. Right now it's time to create the camera. We need it because we're gonna render this into a height map. Okay, so press Shift and A, camera, and there we go. Now it's difficult to see because we have scaled our landscape. So press period key to get closer to it. There we go. And press Alt and R to clear any rotation. There we go. And okay, so I'll go to side view mode and press G and Z to move it up. Okay, now I can see there's this orange dot, so I know this is my camera. Okay, so go to render settings. Okay, change it from its default value to 1024, and let's scale it to 200%, right? Okay. Okay, so what we want in the output format is that we have to only work with black and white, and let's change it to 16. Now you might be tempted to go with the PNG format because Unreal Engine expects a PNG, but if you do it this way, then you're gonna have a muffin world. We're gonna have to convert it eventually, but from a third-party software. Okay, so I'll change it to OpenEXR. This is good because that way we won't lose any detail in the landscape. So I'll go with the float full version, and okay, black and white. Everything seems okay right now. For the camera settings, we have to change it from perspective to orthographic mode. Okay, and now by default it is 6 meter, but we have scaled our landscape to 505 meter. So now our camera covers entire landscape. That's exactly what we want. For the output settings, let's do cycles. Yep. I don't really need any noise threshold because that also eliminates some of the details, and I'll just uncheck denoise. Okay, everything seems quite good now. Except that I have to switch it from CPU to GPU because CPU will take longer to render. Okay, now it's time to go for shading tab. I have to create a new material for this. We got principal BSDF, but we don't really need that, so just delete it. Okay, so we need texture coordinates because we want to get the height value out of that. But texture coordinate give you a x, y, and z value as a vector, so it's a 3-valued vector. So we have to actually separate x, y, and z. There we go. Now we have the z value there. Great. We're gonna have to plug this z value into color ramp and color into emission. There we go. And that to surface. Now it's time to render this. Press F12. Okay. And we're rendering. Now the render is complete. Let's go save it. Image and save. I'll just name this thing Blender Tutorial Mountain. Okay. And uncheck if it's RGB or RGBA because this is not a color map. Okay. Everything seems okay. Save as image. There we go. Now it's time to convert it to actually a PNG in a third-party software. I like to use Krita. Where was it? There we go. I like to use this one because it's open source. It's completely free, and you can use it too, or you can use, I don't know, maybe Photoshop does this too. They accept, I believe they accept the OpenEXR format, but I'm not really sure. So this is completely free. If you never use Krita, I highly recommend go ahead and use this. Anyway, from here I'll just export it as a PNG file. So go for export, and yeah, I'll just switch it to PNG. Yep. Okay. Open up Unreal Engine and go to landscape mode by pressing Shift and 2. So this time we're not gonna create new. We're gonna import from file. So find the height map we have just created. So I just saved it as a Blender Tutorial Mountain.png. Okay, and take a look into this. It does recognize our landscape. I can't control this when I switch from Blender to Unreal because the keys and mouse rotation is different. So let me just get used to it a little bit. Okay. Now it does recognize our landscape, and when I say import, boom, we got the landscape ready. Take a look into this. Let me just change the sun's rotation. Let me actually go to selection mode. Yep, because that way it will look better. And press Ctrl and L to change sun rotation. Look at it. It's so great. We have created our mountains without ever sculpting it. And now in the next video I'll teach you how we can add material to it. But now that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it and if you have any questions, you feel free to ask me in the comments below, and hope this helped you, and see you guys in the next video. And by the way, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, see you guys in the next video. Bye.